Хочешь скинуть несколько килограмм? Мечтаешь о красивой фигуре? Тогда тебе нужен Миостимулятор AB GYMNIC. Сгонять жир, качает мышцы. Сделай заказ прямо сейчас. Переходи по ссылке, не упусти свой шанс.
Это последний день, если что. Просто решил, думаю, потранслирую, покажу, как происходит.
So what I want to walk you through today, there are 4 distinct phases in our business. We're about 7 years old, 8 years old now. That we have noticed in conjunction with raising over $19 million in capital. So I want to walk you through those 4 phases. First, let me describe them for you. First, we call it the back of the napkin phase.
Я как плохиш сижу на последнем ряду. Ладно, все, я научу показывать.
Find out where your business might fit along the spectrum, because each one of these businesses has a different investor type that likes to invest with it. So if you can identify that, you can then identify what sort of investor you can target in order to raise money for your business. So the first phase is the back of the napkin. This was our first phase with me and our first 2 employees of the company. And it was in this phase where we were just beginning. Quite frankly, it's the idea stage. We weren't sure that we had product market fit. Quite frankly, we didn't know what we were doing. Anyone else feel that way? Say aye. Good, it was just me sometimes. But this is the first tech build, and you're really trying to get that first product out the door and see if you've got something. Normally around this stage, you're raising around $50,000 to $1 million, and the question is, who do you look to for that sort of investment? Normally, right there, it's yourself, first and foremost. Second of all, tap into your friends and family, beg and borrow, and expect to work for free. That was our story. When I think about Take Lessons, these were our first 2 investors. The guy on the right is me, and the second guy, his name's Steve. What's that?
That's a nice tan.
There you go. Many years ago, and less gray hair back then as well, for certain. The next guy, Steve Martini, he actually sold me a car. And I got to know him over time, and he finally said, you know, I don't know what you're doing with this Take Lessons thing, but I want in. And that's the big key, is people at this stage are investing in you. So that's a good thing if you're awesome, because, right, and you're doing a great business and you're reputable at what you do, because then people will trust you and invest in you. The goal at this stage is very simply get something out the door and convert your early believers, the people that believe in you, convert them into potential investors. Once we've reached this phase, we were then kind of graduated into our second phase, which was the 6 people and the dog phase of the business. And this lasted a couple of years, us and our mascot, Nutty. In this phase, what we were looking for, we were starting to get our initial traction in the business. And the key of this phase that we were looking at is, do we have product market fit? Is this something where we know that we can develop a product, there's a market for it, and people will pay us more than what it costs us? We started to put together our initial team, generated some revenue, and it was in this phase where we almost died as a company trying to figure this out. And this is that phase where I call you better figure it out or quit and go do something else. Luckily for us, we figured it out. How many of you read the 4-Hour Work Week? Say aye.
Aye.
This is, he talked a lot about kind of the lifestyle business, and you may have heard this. In this phase, a lot of lifestyle businesses live here. This means you can make an incredible lifestyle with this business and generate a lot of cash for you and your family. Normally, raise around $500K to $2 million. The set of investors that you're looking for at this phase, friends and family again. Then you can look for local seed angels. These are people who are in your local community that have had an exit, have some extra money. It's a great place to look. We'll talk about Angel List here in a second. Also, pre-selling your items on things like Kickstarter, Indiegogo is an awesome way to get some funding. $63 million was raised on the site from 441 startups. So if you're at this phase looking for angel investment, this is a great site for you to tap into. The phase during this, the goals during this phase, very simple: get product market fit, and for us, more importantly, don't die. So we graduated out of this, and our third phase of the business was what we called the rocket ship. The attributes of this particular business is you start to see explosive growth. You started figuring things out. You have a big addressable market, and you know that you can scale into that market. You said tough road, and that's not for everybody. In fact, sometimes I discourage people, if you don't have to raise venture, don't. Our particular group, we thought it was the right path for us, so we pitched a lot of Bay Area companies. We talked to 40 different companies, firms in the Bay Area. We got 10 serious people that were interested in us, wrote 3 term sheets, and then closed with 1 venture deal. A lot of people ask me, how do you pitch venture? And not only do you, I'm going to send you a link to this at the end of the presentation, so you have this in case you want to use this for your own investor pitch deck. So the goal here, as you're continuing to build, is make sure you're building a team and replicating yourself. If you're doing it all yourself, at some point, you can't scale beyond yourself. So that was a big key for us. And then it's time now to step on the gas and go to this 4th phase, which we call controlled chaos. During this phase, the attribution are you're growing up and you're putting systems in place that you can leverage over and over and grow a big, big business. You start worrying about things like corporate governance and board meetings and board minutes. All of this is important during this phase of growth, and your revenues are also growing nicely as well. During this phase, you raise a larger portion of money, and you're also attacking a different back here income. Our investors like seeing things like this because they know that they're investing in something that can continue to grow over time. So the question is, what do you have that you can make sure that that's in place? You can start to do acquisitions. We're able to start acquiring smaller companies than us, and then adding some pretty key board members to help you continue to grow your business. So the goal in this phase, leadership position, and building a moat around your business so other people can't take your business away from you. So in summary, the 4 stages of funding, here's what I want to leave you with. Be clear on the type of company you want to build. If you don't like it, certainly not for everybody. It requires a specific company, and I think Allison's going to talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. But it's a very specific company that reaches out and tries to do venture. But no matter who you're taking money from, whether it's a venture guy, private equity, or your friends and family, it comes with responsibility and a fiduciary duty to try to get them around.